time I close my eyes.
Yes, guys, welcome back. I hope everyone's doing well. Thank you very much for joining me again today. I do appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Thank you for all the kind messages yesterday for my son Brody's birthday. I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. And yeah, we had a great day. He had a great day. Yeah, he really enjoyed his birthday yesterday. And thank you for all the kind messages yesterday, guys. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Brody appreciates it as well. I showed him all the nice messages. So, guys, we're going to talk about the rise and fall of Liverpool Football Club this season. You know, the rise and fall of Liverpool Football Club this season. You know, why? Why has it happened? What's happened to Liverpool? What's the reasons behind it? Is it just an FSG problem? Is it a Jurgen Klopp problem? Is it combined of everything? What is it? What is the problem with Liverpool Football Club this season? We're going to talk about today the rise and fall of Liverpool Football Club. And, you know, the rise was last season, the fall is this season. It's not good. It's not good, but big out with everyone in chat. You're doing well. David, Joyce, how you doing? Pad Redbird. 6 times Raging Pie. How you doing, my friend? Joyce, Redbird. I'm going to take it. This is Captain Sal. Big up to you, Tom in the house. How you doing? Ravi, how you doing? Big up, Ravi. Big up to David as well. Big up to you, my friend. Scraps in the house. How you doing, my friend? No, right, it's just 4. LD's in the house as well. Next summer, NFC. Yeah, it's lots to talk about, guys. Lots to talk about Lee as well. How you doing, Lee? Hope you had a lovely day yesterday with your nipper and family. Yeah, I had a good one, Lee. Thank you very much, my man. Good time all round. Big up, Harriet. And yeah, how you doing, mate? Big up, my man, Jamie. Smash the lights, people. Big up, Indian Scouser. Evening, El Scouser. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Why is Pep Linders' book in the background? I love it. It's a good book. So it's the Henderson book. So it's this little book here, actually. Don't know if anyone's read this. Don't know if anyone's read that. This is quite a good little book, man. It's forwarded by Ian Rush. It talks about all the old... When Liverpool were great, basically. It talks about when Liverpool were great. Yeah. Get it if you haven't got it, guys. It's a good little book. But I like the Pep Linders, but I ain't gonna lie. Okay, Aaron. Miata Sheriff, big up to you. Lack of investment, almost winning the quad last season. And now I believe we'll finish 6th and 7th. Big up you, my friend, with a super chat straight off the bat. Big up to you. Ryan, can't wait to see Hendo and Elliot Saturday. Evening, my man. Evening, Aaron. Evening to you. So, yeah, guys, don't forget hit that like button straight away. Let's get the likes up. We're already on 33 likes already. Let's get the likes up to 46 in the house. Let's get them likes up to 46. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. Appreciate it on the way to 4K. Yeah, big up to everyone. And big up Meita for the super chat. I appreciate it, my friend, right off the bounce. Cheers, Doug. Appreciate it. Jamie, I'm really concerned about Brighton Saturday. But yeah. We'll get the Brighton game. Don't worry about that because you go talk about Brighton a little bit. I've got a preview show for that coming up anyway in the week. So, yeah, look out for that as well. Scouts African in your sell players. Yeah, big up everyone. Yeah, hit the like button, subscribe. All the good stuff, guys. Scrap straight away, 4-2 Brighton, you know. So the rise and fall of Liverpool Football Club this season. Obviously, there hasn't been much of a rise. The rise was probably the previous season. You're going for a quadruple. What happened this season? Is it just lack of investment? Is it a coach that is not willing to change his tactics and personnel? Is it Pep Linders, who has too much to say in Klopp's ear and runs the football club? What is it? What is changing? What is changing at this football club? The downfall in this football club within 12 months is huge. You know, this is not even like a gradual downfall. This is a massive fall from grace. We are going from a quadruple to winning, completing football to like 6 months later, basically in the mud. How is this possible? Why is this possible? Have these questions been spoke about? We're going to try and talk about it right now, guys. There's so much to talk about. You know, it's very easy to say just a lack of investment. That is one of the things. But is there a lack of investment? Because if you look at the players we've bought in the last few years, is it a lack of investment or is it a lack of investment in the right areas? Because they're two different questions. Because if you look at it, we bought Diaz, Gakpo, and Darwin Núñez, 3 strikers in 12 months from January to January. So, did we need all 3 strikers? There's willing to invest. They put, like, obviously we sell to buy, but they buying the players in. Should we have bought 2 strikers and 1 midfielder to sort out a situation? Why hasn't the midfield been touched, guys? Why hasn't the midfield been touched? It's the only position that ain't been touched. Centre-back area, Kanate came in. We got Ramsey as apparently deputy right-back. We're going to talk about that in a way. You got Tsimikas in to deputise Robbo. See you covered there. You got Quiver and Kelleher to cover Allison. See you covered there. We got more strikers than we need probably right now. But no one invests in the midfield. So we have to talk about why no one's investing in the midfield. What is going on in that area of the pitch? Because it can't be so simple, surely, that who's in charge? Who's in charge? Julian Ward, Michael Edwards, 2 sporting directors. 2 sporting directors all leaving within what, a year and a half? That can't be a coincidence, surely. There's an issue at this football club. As I said, last season we almost completed football. We tried to complete football. And then this 6 months later, we're 6th in the Premier League, holding on to our pants. It's a weird one. We need to talk about it. We need to chat about it, guys. I'm going to get up some images right here I've been doing, right? So I'm going to pick some images here, guys, and some formations, yeah? Because I think part of it is everything at this football club. So I think FSG, lack of investment in certain areas of the pitch is a major issue. Klopp's stubbornness is a major issue. Klopp's not Look, this is the thing I get. This is the thing I get annoyed with the manager at the moment. Right, I love Jurgen Klopp. Right, I don't actually want him to leave the football club. What I want Jurgen Klopp to do is just do a little bit better right now. He is the right man for Liverpool. Yeah, with the scenario at Liverpool right now. If you look at the way Liverpool are right now under FSG, what other manager you got to get in right now? You got to think of it like that. Klopp likes FSG. FSG like Klopp. They work well together. I don't think there's any conspiracies out there that, Klopp wore a New York Yankees hat the other day and it's a sly dig at FSG because that's the arch enemies of the Boston Red Sox and all that. And it's like, he's probably worn that hat. There's pictures I actually found pictures of Jurgen Klopp wearing that hat since 2019. It's just that it's the biggest selling sports hat, cap, whatever you want to call it, in the world. Everyone wears I've had a New York Yankees cap. I'm sure everyone's had a New York Yankees cap at some time in their lives. It's it's the biggest selling hat in the world. So conspiracies out there that Klopp's doing a silent protest. At the same time, he's doing a silent protest, but signing up a new contract, signing his team up to a new contract, making sure his staff get paid. Is that a man really sitting down hating his owners right now? You got Michael Edwards leaving. He couldn't do his job no more. No one really asked why he can't do his job no more, why he wanted to leave. There's a lot of people saying online that, he was 10 years in the job or whatever it was, and he decided he wanted to do something new. Then you hear other rumours saying that he was against the Henderson and James Milner contract renewals. He wanted them out of the team to bring fresh blood into the midfield area. Jurgen Klopp had a lot of say on them two people getting new contracts. He sort of butted heads with Jurgen over it. Didn't think it was a viable working conditions no more and left. But we don't know what the truth is because nothing is ever told to us. Liverpool never get any truths. We're just fans sitting here asking for the truth. That's all we're asking. We're Liverpool fans sitting here just be clear with us. Show us clearly what is going on. Just tell us. And then we can actually decide for ourselves if it's right or wrong. Because at the moment, we're just doing guesswork, man. We are literally doing guesswork. I'm trying my best to find out the truth and bring it to you. I've got to find out as much truth as I can in things. Otherwise, I'm just sprouting bullshit online. You know what I mean? That's terrible. But I'm trying to find out as much as I can, like most people. We all do our digging. We all do our research. And I'm looking and it's like, what is there? What is happening with this club? As I said, Michael Edwards. So what's the truth on the Michael Edwards stuff? Did he just I've been 10 years in the job. I've been at Liverpool for 10 years now, or whatever it was, 8 years. And I'm I just want to move on. I want to do something else now, which is fair enough. No one's entitled to stay. No one's entitled to keep a man at his job forever. If he wants to leave, he wants to leave. I've got no problem with that. So is that the truth? Or whatever the other thing we hear about him falling out with Klopp about the Henderson and Milner contract renewals and didn't think he could do his job anymore because Klopp was too involved in transfer stuff when he's not meant to be and contract stuff when he's not meant to be. That's not what Klopp's meant to be doing, apparently. Everyone's got their dedicated roles at the club that they do and continue to do. So is that the truth? We don't know. You know what I mean? It's... And then you've got Julian Ward. So Julian Ward comes in for Michael Edwards. Us as Liverpool fans are probably like, yeah, that's a great bit of business. That's a great move. That's a great move by the club. Julian Ward's been working. Julian Ward's been working under Michael Edwards for some time. He's been learning the ropes under Michael Edwards, learning what the job's about under Michael Edwards for quite a while now. He's got good contacts with agents as Julian Ward, especially I believe he worked for a little bit under the guidance of Jorge Mendes, the super agent. And he worked in Portugal for a while, I do believe. So he's got a lot of contacts over there. So it's good business sense by the club. Get someone in like Julian Ward, right? His first action, apparently Julian Ward's first action was last January when he did the Luis Diaz deal. Apparently the club said, statements coming from the club was saying that Julian Ward was the one who did that deal for Luis Diaz. Michael Edwards was around then, but he let Julian Ward handle it, right? Julian Ward's got a lot of, he's got a lot of contacts in Portugal and stuff like that, and that was one of the things he could do. I think he speaks Portuguese as well, I believe. So, yeah, Michael Edwards apparently said Julian Ward did that transfer. Michael Edwards leaves, Julian Ward takes over. The first thing Julian Ward does in the summer, make sure Mo Salah get his contract renewal. Now, we was all happy when you get Mo Salah gets his contract renewal. I did videos on it. Every Liverpool fan as a YouTube channel did videos on Mo Salah getting his contract renewal. We're all happy about it. No one can sit here and go, no, I wasn't happy about it. I did want him to sit. No, we're all happy about it. Salah got his contract. We're all happy about it. A lot of us thought, no, he ain't going to sign a new deal. Got a new deal. Now, as time goes by, you look at the Mo Salah situation and you go, well, the way he got that new contract is that if you look at this vindictively, right, if you're an FSG, like, if you look at it like vindictively, right, you could say what they did is they went, right, here's Sadio Mane's contract, yeah? This is how much Sadio Mane's getting, right? What we do, we let Mane leave, right, because Mane wants to go, right? By the way, I've got no problem with Sadio Mane leaving the football club because Sadio Mane actually wanted to leave Liverpool Football Club. I believe there's a lot of people that say that Sadio Mane wanted to leave 12 months before this, by the way. So he always wanted to leave. If he wanted to leave, fine. I'm totally happy. I wouldn't want to keep a player who doesn't want to be here anymore. Yeah, there's no point. All right, let him go. Yeah. Sadio Mane was a great servant to Liverpool Football Club. And for me in his time, he was probably the best left wing forward in world football. He was great. He was fantastic, right? Then he goes, right? And you've got Sadio Mane's contract there. What they basically did, what the club basically did is what Julian Ward did is like, he saw Mane's contract, yeah? And what he did, he just put that on top of Mo's contract. We just literally got Sadio Mane's contract, what ran out of it, the money that was spare from Sadio Mane. So Mane left, his contract's all ripped up, done, dusted, yeah? And the money we were paying Sadio, what we basically did was just put that on top of Mo's existing contract already, and you basically come up to the 350. That's basically it's basically what Liverpool do. That's what we did with Salah, right? So Salah gets his big deal. We're all happy about it at the time. And then you're thinking, right, what else is going to happen this summer? The Salah deal's done. We got Diaz in January, yeah? And we're like, oh, this is good. Like, so far, the summer's good. Salah signed his new deal. We got Diaz a few months before in the January. Yeah, things are looking good. Things are looking good. Then a week or so later, you're like, we're after Tchouaméni. So Liverpool Football Club are after Tchouaméni, yeah? And you're like, that's great. Great little player. Watched him at Monaco. He's got, it's the next big thing in world football for, midfielders his age. He's a superstar in the making. Liverpool heavily in for him. You hear from all the big wigs, you hear from all the big wigs on Twitter, all the people that know, all the people that, you trust the most of these sort of details coming out and saying, yeah, Liverpool definitely in for Tchouaméni. They're the midfielder they want this summer. Liverpool going toe to toe with him. And then Real Madrid come into the picture. Now, Real Madrid are trying to get Mbappe all summer, right? That was their player. They wanted Mbappe all summer. And Mbappe wanted to go to Real Madrid. And then PSG went, you know what? What we're going to do to keep you, we're going to basically we're going to give you €1.5 million a week. And you're going to have a lot of say on the board, in board meetings and shit like that. And Mbappe was never turning that down. So Mbappe stayed. Then Klopp went, then Monaco, and then Real Madrid turned their attention on Tchouaméni. Monaco realising that, whoa, Real Madrid are coming in for Tchouaméni. We know Real Madrid have got money. The price went up for Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni then made that comment in the press about, I'm going to be watching the Champions League final, and whoever wins will have my real deciding factor where I go. And then before the Champions League final, a lot of rumours came out that Tchouaméni really wanted to go to Real Madrid. So Tchouaméni went to Real Madrid. Then Liverpool were in for Darwin Núñez this summer as well. Liverpool talking with Darwin Núñez's agent, with Benfica. And you're like, as a Liverpool fan, I was like, I don't know much about Darwin Núñez, but the games I watched him in, were all the games we played in against Benfica. And let's be fair, us as Liverpool fans, when we played Benfica in them Champions League games, Darwin Núñez is the one who stood out like a sore thumb. He was the best player. He ripped us to shreds, right? Absolutely ripped us to shreds in both games. Really good footballer. And I remember a lot of people saying that, let's get this Darwin Núñez kid in, yeah? He looks a real deal. Let's go and get Darwin Núñez. Liverpool made the bid for Darwin Núñez. I remember when we bought him, I did videos. Everyone else did videos. Everyone's happy. That's Darwin Núñez through the door. We were trying to get Tchouaméni in as well. So everyone's looking at him thinking, wow, have FSG turned a corner? Because we got Luis Diaz in the January, right? Yeah, we let Mane go, but not for a lot of money, yeah? And we let some other players go like Origi. See, I weren't bothered about letting Origi go and Taki Minamino go and these kind of players because they never played. It's not like you're getting rid of players that played. The only one that really hurt was Mane leaving, yeah? Right, and you're thinking, why has FSG turned a corner? Because we did try and get Tchouaméni. Everyone said we did. Then Klopp did a press conference, said the midfielder we tried to get went to Real Madrid. We got Darwin Núñez. You're thinking, wow. So have FSG turned the corner? But then we didn't get Tchouaméni. So surely we're still in for a midfielder because you just don't go for someone like Tchouaméni and then just give up and say there's no one else out there. So surely there's money there to go and get a midfielder, right? And we're all sitting here. The summer's going on and on and on. And then we're sitting there thinking, are we going to buy anyone else? Because at the moment, we've only got Darwin Núñez in. Are we going to do any more business this summer? Because we tried to get Tchouaméni in at the same time. We tried to get Tchouaméni in at the same time. We got Darwin Núñez. We tried to get Tchouaméni at the same time. Then the news came out about Jude Bellingham. We was like, oh, okay then. Jude Bellingham, let's go. Right, let's do this. So the Jude Bellingham stuff came up and it's like, what? And it's like, and then you find out, right, Borussia Dortmund do not want to do business this summer. They can't afford to let go of Haaland and Bellingham. They're two best players in one summer. It will cripple them. And we're like, oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. And then so that gets put on the back burner. And then you're like, but we've got to buy someone. Then Jurgen Klopp does his famous interview with the Anfield Rap. Jurgen Klopp does his famous interview now that's with the Anfield Rap that everyone has seen when he's talking with the Anfield Rap about midfield situation. And he's like, what midfielders can I get that's better than what I've got now? Right? It's basically what he said. What midfielders can I get better than got now? I've got these midfielders. He started listing off the players he's got. Right? And I was like, okay, right, Klopp, you're talking like that now, okay? So you're talking like that. Me and most of the Liverpool fan base can see we need a little bit more help in midfield at the time, yeah? We didn't know it'd be this bad now, back in the summer, but back then we was like, all right, we do need, we need a couple of midfielders, Klopp. At least one midfielder this summer. He was obviously going for Tchouaméni, so we know money's there to get a midfielder. And then Klopp, with his famous interview on the Anfield Rap, basically saying, it has to be the right player. Now, I'm all for the right player, right? I've gone on record and said this loads of times. I'm not one of these people that like just see my club happy spending money like that, right? I look at Chelsea Football Club right now. They're doing transfers that make absolutely 0 sense. Like Chelsea have just gone and got João Felix, yeah? João Felix is coming to Chelsea on a 6-month loan with no obligation to buy. And in the meantime, he signed a brand new contract extension with Atletico Madrid, right? And Chelsea are going to pay all his wages. How does this make sense? Big up ends, man. I sent you the link in your WhatsApp, man. And what sense does this make? And who timed out Panoff anyway? Why did Panoff get timed out? Someone find out for me. So like none of this made sense. It's like what is chat? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? And then the season keeps going on and summer's going on. It's like, right, we need a midfielder. Then Klopp comes back out and says, yeah, I made a mistake. We definitely need a midfielder in. And it's like, well, it's too late now. You've told every club in Europe that Liverpool need a midfielder. How you go buy one? You've literally told every football club in Europe that we need a midfielder. That's mad. And then the right one situation, yeah, the right one. I'm all for the right one. As I said with João Felix, 6-month deal. He signs a new contract for Atletico Madrid. There's no obligation to buy it, and they're covering his wages. So João Felix, and who's João Felix coming in for? You got Kai Havertz there. Well, it's João Felix taking Kai Havertz's place for 6 months. How does Kai Havertz think about that? So I'm not all for just spending money because it looks like you're spending. Do you know what I mean? Look at Nottingham Forest, yeah? Nottingham Forest has spent so much money, yeah? If Nottingham Forest get relegated, you ain't seeing them again. Do you know how much money they have to get rid of in that club? All that players they got that are probably not want to stay in the Championship. You know, and be like, oh, we've got to release funds. Because the wages they're going to put people on, they're going to be Premier League level wages. You know, this is when I keep talking about this all the time. You've got to spend money, right? You have to spend money, but at the same time, you've got to be sensible. You can't go and spend 400 million and make no money back because it bites you in the arse in the end. Look at West Ham right now. How much money have West Ham spent this summer and last summer and the summer before that? And they made no money on anything. Yeah? They're going to be in trouble. It happens. Now, Chelsea have spent 300 million, right, this season and a 10th in the Premier League and had 2 managers. Now, yes, it shows ambition because their owner is spending money to try and get them back to where they need to be. So it shows ambition, yeah? Apparently. I don't class it as ambition, but people do, right? It shows ambition. And then the 10th in the league with 2 managers. And they're buying players that make no sense. I mean, João Felix for 6 months makes no sense unless they buy him. Unless they go and buy him next season, but his loan has no obligation to buy. So at the end of his 6 months, he's just going to go back to Atletico. That sort of stuff makes no sense to me. I don't want Liverpool Football Club to make them deals, right? I don't want Liverpool Football Club to make them kind of deals. I just don't want us to make them kind of deals. I want us to be sensible. I'm not worried about... I'm not one of these fans that I don't crave like £300 million transfer summers, yeah? I don't crave it. What I crave is just getting the right players into the right areas of our pitch that fits a system that your manager wants to play. That is my whole thing. I just want my club to be successful, you know? You've got to buy the right players for the right system. Otherwise, you're wasting money. And if you waste money, then you got then it actually sets you back again. Unless you've got unlimited wealth, it don't matter. Unless you've got unlimited wealth, it don't matter. Now, maybe Chelsea just got unlimited wealth, so it don't matter to them. So they can make these deals, and it's like, it don't matter in the long term, because if it don't work out, we just go to the next thing. You know, maybe they just got unlimited wealth like that. Big up Social Joins. How you doing, my man? Felix signed an extension on 2027 before going to Chelsea. If they want to buy him, it's a minimum 80 million. Do you know what I mean? And if he has a good 6 months, you're probably looking at 20 million on top of that. You know what I mean? It's madness, ain't it? It's just madness, these deals going on. But yeah, Jurgen Klopp is always on about the right player. And I'm not bothered about the right player situation, yeah? Because I actually agree with him. You should get the right player in. But here's my thing on it all, yeah? Who the hell is the right player? This is what I want to know. This is what I want to know. Who is the right player? Because he goes on about the right player has to be the right player, has to be... Who's the right player? Who is the right player? Who are we looking at that is going to be so superior that come... Like, we got a midfield of Oxlade-Chamberlain, Jordan Henderson, James Milner, Naby Keita, Thiago, Fabinho, Oxlade-Chamberlain, whatever, you know, Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones. Who are the right players to come in to take over? Because I'll tell you what, I've seen shitload of midfielders going across Europe this season and into the Premier League, right? that are very decent midfielders, right? For not a lot of money either. You know, not every midfielder going around Europe and into the Premier League this season, this summer, and last summer were like £100 million midfielders. There was a lot of 20 million, a lot of 30 million, a lot of 40 million midfielders all floating around, going here, there, and everywhere, yeah? And we're like, none of them are better than what we got. So who's the right player? Who is the right player? Who is Klopp looking at? Who is Liverpool Football Club looking at into the right player? Now, I know Klopp talks about personality, and I agree with him. I do agree with him with this. Some people might. But I like Klopp is completely right with the right player situation. Don't get me wrong in this, guys. You do have to get the right player in for your situation, right? And personality is a big thing as well, because you don't want a dickhead come into your team. I don't care how good he is technically, how good he is as a footballer, how good he is. But if he's a complete prick and a complete dickhead, then stay away. You know what I mean? And then stay away from it all. I just need to know who the right player is. That's all. That's all I care about. Get the right player in? I'm all for it, as I keep saying, because you've got to work within your system. There's no point getting players in that don't work in your system, because it doesn't work. You're just wasting money. But as I keep saying, the midfielders we got, who is the right player? You know, you look at the forwards. We've gone and signed 3 forwards since last January, 12 months. We got a whole new front 3. Yeah? Did we need a whole new front 3? Or could we got 2 forwards and 1 midfielder? You know, we've got Kanate in, who's going to be a beast of a centre-back. That was good business. You got Simicast in the backup Robbo. Good business. You know, you got Ramsey to back up Trent. I don't know what's happened to Ramsey. I don't know if it's Klopp thinks he's not ready yet, but he sees a lot in him. So if that's the case, that's fine. Ramsey will be back up with Trent eventually. Yeah. So things, you know, we buy in the areas of the pitch apart from one area, and that's the thing that's confusing me the most at the moment, guys. It really is. But we're going to look at some players we can get in. Big up to everyone in chat. Big up, Luke. How you doing, my man? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing good, guys. Hope you're doing well. Good. Legs. PMP. Good. Big up to you guys. Big up to everyone in here. I hope you're all doing well. I saw Nahum. Mate, you need to calm down. People are acting like it's the end of Klopp. You guys just need to trust Klopp. That's what all I can say. Look, man, I don't want Klopp to go. Don't get me wrong. I'm just asking for clarification on things. I am just asking for clarification on stuff. That is all I'm asking. Klopp is a little confused at the moment. Yeah, definitely. Now, Bellingham is probably the right player. Like Lee says, Bellingham is probably the right player. And if Bellingham is the right player for Liverpool Football Club, then what I say is, right, I've been saying this for a while now, what the owners of this football club have got to do, if they feel Jurgen Klopp thinks that player is worth it, go and get him. Go and get him for your manager. Because at the end of the day, right, if you're the owner of this football club, right, if you're the owner of a football club, your manager wants certain players, yeah, to fit his system. And he thinks these players will not only fit his system, but will take him to the next level, yeah? You've got to trust your manager. Go and buy that player for your manager. Right, Jurgen Klopp's been at Liverpool for almost 8 years. If FSG don't trust him now, they're never going to. Let him go and buy him, yeah? And then if he fails, if the manager then fails after you get him the players he's wanted, then you know you was always in the right and you can do what you need to do. You can either sack the manager or tell him, like, no, we did it your way. You got players in that you wanted. It didn't work. We're going back to the way we did it before. But you've got to trust the manager. If he wants Jude Bellingham, go and get Jude Bellingham for him, right? And if it doesn't work out and it's still shit, then the owners can go, look, we trusted you. It didn't work. We didn't want to go for him, but we got you the player. Now we're going back to the old ways. Do you know what I mean? Things like that Liverpool could do a lot better on. I think I saw in the chat earlier. Yeah, where was it? Don't worry, we're getting to the Tyler Morton stuff, guys. We're getting to the Tyler Morton stuff. Over 100 in the chat, only 54 likes. Let's get them moving. Yeah, big up Ends, man. Ends, when you're free, my man, whenever you're free and available, the link is in your WhatsApp if you want to come in anytime, mate. 6 times here, said Kone, Casado, and Turam, yeah? 3 players we've been linked with in recent weeks, Turam lately. Do they fit Liverpool's system? Probably. They're runners, they're athletic, they got good ball retention, they can press. They're players that would suit Liverpool to the ground. Would they cost an arm and a leg? Probably not. I think Casado will cost the most out of all 3 of them because he plays in the Premier League already. The other 2 you could probably get for reasonable prices. Are they upgrades on what we got already? Are they an upgrade on Henderson? Probably. Are they an upgrade on Milner? Probably. Are they an upgrade on Ox? Yeah. Are they an upgrade on Naby? Right, the thing with Naby Keita, yeah, right, I'm going to get shot for this again, I'll tell you. The thing with Naby Keita, right, sweet Ends. Yeah, Ends, when you get in, man, if you're free to come on, you're not in a rush or anything, you're more than welcome, man. You're more than welcome. The thing with Naby, yeah, if Naby weren't injured all the time, guys, Naby's a very good footballer. This is my thing on Naby. So when I talk about upgrades on Naby, you're talking about from a physical standpoint, from a fitness standpoint, because as a footballer, he's a very good footballer. You know what I mean? He's a very good footballer. It's just that it'd be an upgrade on a physical point of view because they'll always be fit. You know what I mean? Personally, I think Naby Keita should be starting more now. I think Naby Keita should be starting because he will do what Jurgen Klopp wants him to do in the midfield. He will press. He will run with the ball. He's a ball carrier. He will take pressure off our midfield when he's got the ball. You know, he hurries other midfielders when he's off the ball. He's that player we need. For me, I would be playing Naby Keita. I don't see the point of having Naby Keita fit. I don't see the point of having a fit Naby Keita and not playing him. Personally, if Naby's fit, you might as well put him on the pitch and get him playing because you never know when he's going to get injured again. So you might as well go, right, Naby's fit. Naby's a good footballer. When Naby's fit, he's a good footballer. So he's fit and available. Just play him. Just play him. Because at the moment, he's got to be better than Harvey Elliott. And I like Harvey Elliott. But he's got to be better than Harvey Elliott right now. Yeah? If Naby Keita is fit, play him. I don't understand why we don't play Naby more. Naby is a better footballer than Harvey Elliott. I'm not dissing Harvey Elliott here. I know a lot of people in the chat don't like Harvey Elliott, but Harvey Elliott's not in form at the moment. And what you're asking a 19-year-old boy to do is come into a team, play in a position that he don't really want to play in, and try and elevate a team that's not playing well at the moment. For me, it's not fair on the kid. Take him out of the team, put someone a bit more professional in there. Naby Keita is a better footballer. Naby Keita is fit. Play Naby Keita. It don't make no sense not playing him. You know what I mean? Just play him, man. Just play him. I think he's done all right recently, personally. I know people were saying, has he ever played well? Look, I can't really tell you a great Naby Keita game. I ain't going to lie to you. I ain't going to sit here and say I ain't seen. But I can tell he's a decent footballer. Do you know what I mean? And when he's come on as substitution in the last few weeks, and last few games, he's been the better midfielder when he's come on. He's, you know, and I look at it and think he's done all right, you know, Naby, when he comes on. Surely he's going to start this week, and he don't start. You know, you got to start giving him some games, man. If we've only got him for 6 months, he's leaving for free at the end of the season. You might as well play him. Because there's no point wasting him on the bench if he's fit. This is what I'm saying, guys. We all want to see Naby play because I think all of us deep down know that Naby Keita is probably a decent footballer. Yeah? We all probably know deep down that Naby Keita is a decent footballer, right? So why don't we just, if he's fit, why don't we just watch him play? Because Is he going to do any worse at the moment than a Harvey Elliott right now? Is he going to do any much worse than Harvey Elliott right now? And I'm not digging out Harvey Elliott here. I feel sorry for Harvey Elliott, you know? I feel sorry for Harvey Elliott because Harvey has been put in situations he shouldn't be put in right now. He should be out of the firing lineup. Harvey Elliott should be coming into this side into a winning team. When the team is winning, that's when you should bring Harvey in. Not right now. Not right now. It don't suit him. Henderson can't keep going game in, game in, game in, week in, week in, week in. You know, Hendo ain't got the legs anymore. You can't keep using Thiago week in, week in, week in, week in, because Thiago ain't got the legs anymore. You know, so you got to start playing people like Naby and stuff. Yeah, he'll probably get injured in his first game. He probably will. I'm not going to sit here and lie, but I just want to see him. I want to see Naby on the pitch in our next game. I really do. I think he deserves a chance to come on in our next game and have a game. I really do. I don't see the point of putting Naby on the bench. When we play Brighton on Saturday, I don't understand the reason Naby on the bench. That'll confuse me. If Naby's on the bench against Brighton and he's playing Harvey Elliott, I'll find that a weird one. I will find that a real strange one. And as I say, I'm not having a go at Harvey Elliott. I know a lot of people in the chat are not fans of him and all that. That's people's opinions. I ain't going to tell them they're right or wrong. But I like Harvey Elliott. But the situation Liverpool are in right now does not suit Harvey Elliott. It's not fair to the kid. It really isn't. I'm putting him out there, and I don't think Klopp's doing the right thing by doing it. Yeah, I think he should be pulled out. So the situation of our downfall is crazy, guys. It's a crazy situation right now. As I say, 6 months, 7, 8 months ago, you're looking at a team that's trying to win everything in football in one season. No, never been done in England, yeah? And then you got to a team now, a few months later, that are struggling in the Premier League. Well, we lost 5 Premier League games out of the League Cup. Got a replay in the FA Cup against Wolves. What has happened to this football team in them few months? What has happened? Fabinho's another one. Fabinho's another one. I look at Fabinho now and I'm like, I feel for Fabinho. And here's the reason I feel sorry for Fabinho. Liverpool play a system right now that don't suit the midfielders that Liverpool have. So Klopp is playing this system. We're playing a high line, right? So guys, if you're playing a high line, you're playing your back four really high up the pitch, yeah? If you're playing that way, your midfield has to press. It has no choice. Because if you're playing a line with that back four so high and your midfield is not pressing and cutting out the passing lanes and stuff like that and getting a positionally on the pitch where they're meant to be, right? And it starts from the front to the back. If your team's not pressing, then the high line is pointless and you're going to get obliterated the other end of the pitch. And that's what's happening this season, yeah? We're playing the high line still. Our midfield don't press and our forward line don't press anymore. So when they're not pressing, you're playing a high line. You don't win the second ball back. The opposition get more possession of the ball. And then what happens? The opposition actually presses on your midfield, closes your midfield down. They win the second ball. Ball always over the top or down the channels because we're playing such a high line. Yeah? So if you're playing like that, right? If you're playing like that, why are we playing the midfielders we're playing? Do you know what I mean? What tactically as well? Tactically. We did last season, I remember us all sitting there moaning about it. Liverpool weren't the biggest joy to watch sometimes last season. Although we had a very good season, won the FA Cup and the League Cup, got to the Champions League final, took Man City to the final day of the Premier League. In fact, we was top of the Premier League for, a little bit, when Aston Villa were beating Man City. We was actually top of the Premier League for like a few minutes. Very close to winning the Premier League last season. Right, all that was happening. But we're playing some boring football at times. We're getting the ball and knocking it side to side and back to front. And, we kept the ball a lot more. We had a lot more possession. This season, we've gone away from that. This season, we've gone away with that. It's a weird one. I don't understand the tactic change. I really don't. You go from having Salah, Mane, and Bobby in your front three to Salah, Darwin, Núñez, and Diaz at the start of the season. It's a totally different front three. Darwin Núñez is not really a pressing machine. He likes to run off the shoulder and get in behind where the space is. Yeah, he likes to run off the shoulder and get in the space. That's what Darwin likes to do. Where Bobby likes to drop back. He likes to drop deep into midfield, and he links the midfield and forwards. Yeah, Bobby's always been the link man. We haven't got a link man right now. Yeah, we have no link man in this midfield right now in our forward line because Salah's not really a link man. Darwin Núñez wants to run in behind. Yeah, and we've got no real link man at the moment. That's why I always feel we look better when Bobby plays. Although Bobby might not be the Bobby of old, I still think we're the team. We are a better team when Bobby plays still to this day. I think we are. I just saw a raging pot. Jay Phillips, it's your fault. You started wearing that Tico's and we can't win. As soon as I get my hair cut, this will be off. My hair looks shit at the moment. El Wicks in the house. How you doing, my friend? I think Thiago should be resting and Gakpo playing left of midfield. That's a very good opportunity. Very good point. Gakpo can play in that midfield. Definitely. We go, James. How you doing, mate? When it comes to tactics, formation, substitutes, etc., this all falls on Klopp. Reinvesting is on FSG. I agree. Three good midfielders needed or four. I've been saying it for a while. I think Liverpool, under the way Jurgen Klopp wants to play, still needs 7 first-team midfielders. I personally think we need 7 first-team midfielders all on rotation to play the way Jurgen Klopp wants to play. I really do. I mean, we've got 11 right now, and they're all crap. Jacob, Jamie loves boobs. What man don't? Find me a man who don't. Obviously, there's a few men out there who don't, obviously, but most men do. LFC Red Forever channel. Big up to RJ and bro. The issue is we're trying to do things that we can't do anymore. Yep, exactly. Skip the 3 in the middle and do something else. I agree. I've been on this about Klopp for a while now. Morton in there say, dude, Klopp play gap came midfield. He'll just say he addressed the problem. Big up Scraps as well. Cheers, my man. I 100% Jane. Big up to you. Yeah, every man does. Every man does. Last season we had a front wall 7-2. Yeah, exactly. I mean, there is something really wrong with this football club right now. It really is. But I'm going to bring up some images now, guys. So I was playing around with some formations and players, what we could change, right? Last night. I was just playing around with some formations and players that can play in that formations just to change it up a little bit, yeah? See how Liverpool can change things up a little bit. So this is the first one I went with. 4-4-2, yeah? I went 4-4-2. Alisson in goal, Trent, Konate, Gomez, Robbo, Gakpo on the left, Fabinho, Thiago in a double, Elliott right side of midfield. I'm playing Elliott, in my opinion, in his more natural position, yeah? In his more natural position, that right side of midfield, yeah? Where he can go forward a little bit more in the wide areas, yeah? And then Salah and Darwin up top. There's that one. And then I think I've done another 4-4-2 with Keita and Thiago in the middle. So I just swapped Fabinho out for Keita. I know I kept Gomez in there. I think I've got one with Matip and Konate as well, so don't worry, guys. But yeah, I swapped one out. I put Keita in there as well. Keita with Thiago in that double as well. In a 4-4-2. I just feel Elliott, if you're going to play 4-4-2, I think it just suits Elliott to play in his more natural sort of position, that wider area of the pitch, where he can get up and down the channels a lot more. He doesn't want to be here in the middle. He wants to be in these areas. What else have I got here? And then this formation as well. So for Elliot in the number 10 position, because a lot of people were saying that Elliot can play this number 10 position. I'm not sure, but I thought I'll put it out there for you guys to tell me. You know, just changing it up a little bit. You know, just changing it up a little bit. RV Williams out on the line. Blackburn playing along the front three. I love booze, but I can't have it unless I want to risk ending up in Northwich after one day. Big up, Philip. Yeah, Carvalho in the 10's an option as well. I mean, that is a great one. I think Carvalho in that 10 instead of Elliott would be great. But Klopp don't want to play Carvalho at the moment, does he? I don't know why. But yeah, so Darwin up top there, Gakpo and Salah in the wide areas, a double pivot of Keita and Thiago. Because at the moment, I just don't think Fabinho's on it. I really don't. So you got that option there as well. What's this one? And then the 4-3-3 with Bobby Firmino in the middle. Now, this is the one I think would work the best. All right. So Thiago in the DM role, Henderson and Keita in the midfield, Darwin on the left, Salah on the right, Bobby Firmino in the middle, Matip and Konate at the back, and Robbo and Trent and Alisson in goal. Now, if we're going to play 4-3-3, if Klopp wants to stay with 4-3-3, personally, I think this is the one that we should go with. I just think Fabinho, there's just something off about Fab at the moment. I don't know what it is with Flacco, but it's just something really off with him at the moment. And I still think Bobby Firmino, with everyone we got available right now, I think because of everyone we got right now, is the only thing we can play. Now, Thiago, you can swap Thiago with Henderson if you want, guys. You can swap Thiago with Henderson in that position. I just feel like I don't know. There's something about Fabinho there. There's just something about Fabinho in that position right now. Obviously, you can swap Henderson, Thiago about, but it's the front three. I think Bobby in that middle would do bits. But my favourite one, I will say, my favourite one is probably that. It's probably the 4-2-3-1, which I think Liverpool should play a lot more of. 4-2-3-1 or 4-4-2. I think they're my two favourites. We should play a bit more. You know, you can take Elliott out of that. You can even take Elliott out of that number 10 position, and you can play Gakpo in that number 10 position, play Darwin off the left, and play Bobby up top. You know, you could do that. You could play Gakpo where Elliott is here, play Darwin on the left, and play Bobby up top. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, these wouldn't be wingers. They'd be like inside inside forwards more. So not out and out wide men. But you know what I mean? I'm trying to... we can change it up, man. We can change it up. We've got to change it up. We can't just keep going with this flat three. So I'm trying to get all the players we got available to us, guys. All the players we got available to us. And try and change something up. You know, you got your 4-4-2s there. Your 4-4-2 with Keita. You got your 4-2-3-1. And your 4-3-3 with Bobby and Darwin on the left. We've got to change it up a little bit. There's players there that we can change up. My issue with it, yeah? My issue with all of this is that we keep going to the same thing week in, week out. You know, the same problem, same thing all the time. We play 4-3-3. We play a high line. Our midfield and our attack don't press. So our high line gets caught out vulnerable. Yeah, a high line is always caught out. It's got a vulnerability about it in the high line. So you're playing that high line constantly. Yeah. No press from the midfield or the forward line. And you're caught out all the time. One long ball over the top is catching us out all the time. We're always there to get beat on. We need to change it up. Now, I'm not going to blame Klopp 100%, because the investment hasn't been good enough. We know that. Right, this midfield, we bought one player in midfield in 4 years in Thiago. I'm not going to count Arthur because he's alone. He's injured. He hasn't played. He's going to go back at the end of the season, yeah? So Thiago is the only player we bought in that midfield area in the last 4 years. Why? This is my question to everyone in the chat. Why? Because we bought forwards, right? Darwin, Diaz, Jota. Who have we bought in the last 4 years up front? Jota, Diaz, Darwin, and Gakpo. In the last 4 years, we have bought 4 forwards. Yeah? Jota, Darwin, Gakpo, Diaz. Think of it like that. We bought them 4 forwards in the last 4 years. At the back, we have bought Ramsey, Tsimikas, Kanate, bought 3 defenders. Quentin Kelleher came through, it's number 2. No midfielders. Weird. Why? What's the reason behind it? What is the reason behind buying no midfielders, man? What is the reason behind it? Who's behind it? Who decided that we shouldn't buy midfielders, that we don't need any? It's a weird one. Here's another thing. How many midfielders have we let go of in the last 4 years? How many midfielders have we let go of in the last 4 years? Come on, guys. Let me know in the chat. How many midfielders have we actually let go of in the last 4 years to bring anyone in? How many midfielders we let go? So we let go of forwards and replace them with forwards. We let go of defenders, replace them with defenders. How many midfielders we let go? Wijnaldum and Lallana. Is that it? Did we let go of them because we wanted to let go of them? Or did we let go of them because they come out of their contracts and we couldn't renew them? Lallana got to a stage where his injuries took over him. There was no point re-signing into a new deal. So we didn't sell him, I don't think. I just don't think we re-signed him. And then Wijnaldum didn't re-sign, and Wijnaldum went for a free. So in the last 4 years, we let Wijnaldum go and Lallana go, yeah? Right? But 0 by choice. None by choice. That's a big point, we know. There you go. Big up. Jamie, if your mum gives you money to buy groceries, players, and you spent it on sweets, strikers, is it your mum who's the owner at fault? You spent the money only on sweets or yours? Great question. Great question. And this is what we're trying to get to the answer to. This is what I'm trying to get to the answer to. We've never let any midfielder go by choice. Wijnaldum didn't want to go. Gini Wijnaldum never wanted to leave this football club. Klopp did not want him to leave this football club. The contract FSG offered him, Wijnaldum didn't fancy it. Now, Wijnaldum wanted a contract he thought he was worth, right? Fair enough. I get it, yeah? We will never know the situation that happened there because, again, there's no clarity on the Wijnaldum thing. Does anyone sit here right now, 2 years later, do we actually know any clarity on the Wijnaldum situation? Do you know what I mean? None, right? We all know Adam Lallana. He fell out the pecking order anyway. He weren't playing and he was getting injured. He was coming to the end of the contract. Liverpool were never going to give him a new deal. He went, yeah? That was a natural thing. Goodbye. See you later, right? No midfielders have left this club willingly, right? Or Klopp has gone, you know what? I don't want you no more. Oxlade-Chamberlain, James Milner, Hendo, Keita. Look, none of you are any good for me now. Milner, you're 36. I do not want to sign a new contract. Please leave so I can make room to get a midfielder in. Hendo, you're 32 almost. You've been here 12 years. Great servant to our football club. but we need you to move on now. We need someone else to come in. Naby Keita, you've been here for 5 years. You've played 9 months of football. You know, you're always injured. You're not available to me. We're going to let you go and sign you off, right? Never do it, right? You get rid of them players. You get able, then FSG will be like, right, now I can bring players in. Now we can bring players in. This is what I'm saying. FSG are to blame, right? They are, because they're not investing enough. But what I will say is, when a player leaves a position in this club, they usually fill it. They usually fill it. Now, when Wijnaldum left, Thiago came in. Yeah, when Wijnaldum left, Thiago came in. Right? So they usually fill the position left by the person that's left the football club, yeah? Mane left, Darwin Núñez came in, Diaz came in. So Diaz and Darwin Núñez came in. Jota, Darwin Núñez, and so Gakpo's come in. In the last 4 years, Gakpo's come in, Jota's come in, Darwin Núñez has come in, Luis Diaz has come in. And Liverpool have let go of Shaqiri, Taki, Origi, and Mane. So 4 have gone out and 4 have come in, right? So replaced, yeah? So every time someone leaves their position in whatever where we want on the field, they get replaced, right? We have 11 midfielders. How can we buy anyone in? No one is willing to leave this football club, right? Why would you leave this football club? How can you leave this football club, right? If you're not, why would you? Like, if I'm a Liverpool player right now, you know, till this season, I'll be like, why would I want to leave this football club? I'm getting a good wage, yeah? I'm playing for a top side that's always trying to win everything at this moment in time. Under Jurgen Klopp, why would I leave this football team? So players are not willingly wanting to leave, yeah? So you got to make them. You got to be ruthless. You got to be ruthless. Now, look at Man City with Sane. Yeah, Sane was an incredible left winger at Man City. He used to scare me when Liverpool played Man City because he was scary. He'd rip you apart with his athleticism, his pace, his dribbling. He was tremendous. Pep got rid of him. Would Sane have left Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp? Would Jurgen Klopp got rid of Sane? We've got to be ruthless sometimes. Sometimes you just got to be ruthless. Now, if the manager don't want to be ruthless, maybe the owners have got to be ruthless. Maybe that is what Julian Ward was trying to do. Maybe that is what Michael Edwards was trying to do. Get rid of players. Be ruthless. Yeah? Apparently there's this rumour going around that Pep Guardiola fell out with Foden about something. I don't know if it's true or not. I need a Man City fan to tell me that. But apparently something happened. They were falling out and all that. I tell you what, Pep won't be, you know, if he needed to, he'd get rid. Sometimes you got to be ruthless, man. Sometimes you got to be ruthless. You know what I mean? You got to be ruthless sometimes. Sometimes you got to be looking at it and going, you know what? I've brought the club so far, yeah? I've got them a league. I've got them a Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup, Cup winners, Club World Champions, Super Cups. We've won everything, yeah? But you've got to come to a time when you're like, you know what? We've got to do something else. We can't stay still. These players don't want to leave. These players do not want to leave. And again, why would they? Because I think this is another fact that gets washed over quite a lot. Liverpool have one of the highest wage bills in Europe. And people will be shocked by it because I think everyone thinks we pay our players pennies. Yeah. We're not the UFC. You know, we actually pay people what they're worth. Right? We actually have got a high wage bill, man. One of the highest in Europe, right? Everyone will be shocked here because I think everyone has it in their heads that everyone gets massive wages everywhere. It's not the case. It's not really the case. We actually pay really good wages for players. We pay really good wages for guys. You know what I mean? It's just players don't want to leave his football club. Mo Salah didn't want to leave his football club. Mo Salah did not want to leave Liverpool. So Liverpool made it their intentions to give him a brand new contract. Salah didn't want to go anywhere. Salah weren't ready to talk to anyone. He didn't want to talk to any other teams. He just wanted to stay at Liverpool Football Club. So Liverpool gave him the contract he's worth. What is happening? Why? As I said, Taki Minamino left, Origi left, Shaqiri left, Mane left in 4 years, yeah? Diaz came in, Jota came in, Darwin Núñez came in, Luis Diaz came in. So they replaced the ones that left the football club. Wijnaldum left the football club, Thiago replaced Wijnaldum, yeah? Now, it weren't like for like, but it's positionally, he's a midfielder, got a midfielder in, right? Obviously, and now you look at our midfield, you've got, so our midfield now has taken us so far, right? It's taken us so far, but it can't carry on. This is where you got to be ruthless. This is where you got to be able to see your players in training every single day and go, right, they take me as far as I can now. I've got every ounce of sweat and blood out of these footballers. I've got every ounce and sweat of blood out of a Henderson, out of a Milner, out of a Keita, out of an Ox, out of a Fabinho. Look at Fabinho, guys. Look at Fabinho. Klopp got everything he could out of him for the last 3 or 4 years. Every ounce of blood and sweat and everything out of Fabinho, right? But he's still at the football club. The downfall's there. Fabinho should not be at Liverpool next season. I'm saying that right now. We have got to start being ruthless in areas. We've got to be ruthless. I look at Fabinho now. I look at too many people walking by him. Unless we play differently, Fabinho is always going to be like that now. Unless we play differently. Unless Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp look at it and go, we need to put Fabinho in a position that he's not going to look vulnerable in. Because if we keep playing the high line, as I keep saying, guys, you play a high line, your midfielders have to press. They have no choice. Because if they don't press, you're vulnerable at the back because of your high line, yeah? They can't do it anymore. So what happens is Fabinho is left vulnerable. Put Fabinho in an area of the pitch that he don't look vulnerable in. Drop him back 10 yards. Drop the defence back 10 yards. Go a bit more compact. Pack up the midfield a little bit. Don't leave space around him so much. And Fabinho will look a good player still. But if we're going to play in the same manner we're playing now, we're going to play in the same manner we are now with the players we got and not improve, then what is the point of keeping Fabinho around? Because he's just going to be vulnerable every single game. If that makes sense to people. That makes sense to people. We've either got to change the tactic. He's either got to be ruthless in changing the way we play with the players we got right now, or change his philosophy of the way we buy players and sell players. Someone's got to change something, man. Someone's got to change. Something's got to change somewhere in this team. It just has to. We can't sit here and pretend everything's all right. We can't pretend next season we'll be back because we just don't know. We just don't know. Are we going to be all right next season? I can't tell you. No one can. Are we going to be in this situation again next season? And we have to have this same talk again next season about the same bloody things. Now, my hope is that it does change. Yeah? My hope is that it does change, that we get runners in. We get players in that can help Fabinho out. Get players in that can move around the pitch, that can run with the ball. Get a Bellingham in. If Klopp wants Bellingham, go and get him. Put him alongside Fabinho. Fabinho might not have to run so much, yeah? So then if Fabinho ain't got to run so much, he looks better defensively. Yeah? But if you're not going to do that, you're going to then still make people like Fabinho look vulnerable. Things have to change, man. Things have to change. Now, you look at it at the end of this season. Let's go to the end of this season. I think Pat-Man said, where do we think we'll end up in the table? I think where we are now, 6th or 5th. 6th or 5th. I just can't see us getting top 4 right now. I literally can't see it. I mean, we're not adapting to the way these players play. If we keep going to the way we're playing at the moment, we're going to lose more games than we win right now. Everyone's scared of playing Brighton. When was the last time a Liverpool fan on here or any Liverpool fan you knew was scared about playing Brighton on a weekend? That's how much we've fallen. That is how much we've fallen, that we're scared of playing Brighton next weekend. On Saturday, sorry. This ain't good, guys. Do I trust Klopp to change it right now? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure we will. Can Klopp do it? Yes, of course he can. He's not stupid. Can Klopp go to 4-4-2? Can Klopp play 4-2-3-1? Can we be more compact? Can we drop the back line by 10 yards and stop pushing so high at the pitch? He can do all that. He has the ability to do all that. Will he do all that is the main thing. Will he do that is the difference. Liverpool dropped back 10 yards, yeah? Right? I know what fans will say is, yeah, but the problem is then we can't do any pressing if we drop back, right? We don't press anyway, so what's the difference? You know, that's what people keep telling me all the time. We drop back the defence 10 yards, we drop the midfield back 5 yards, go a little bit more compact. What people tell me is then we're going away from the way we play. You know, that's not the way we play. We can't press if we play like that. And my answer to it is we don't press. So why play a high line? You know, if you can't press and you're playing a high line, surely that's the wrong thing to do, ain't it? Do you know, against Brighton, I'd park the bus against Brighton. I really would. Away from home, I'd literally park the bus against Brighton. Yeah, I don't know where G and that were. I did send them the links. Let me send them again. I did send everyone the links, so I don't know where they all are. Let me send them the links. Yeah, this team, man. This team, I just don't know. All right, I'll send them the links again. See if they're about. Scrap Shedder tweeted me. What's Scrap Shedder tweeted me about? Someone send this to Klopp or FSG. Oh, man. Scraps. It's right, though. Pep's right in what he's saying there. Pep is so right in what he's saying there. It really is. But look, guys, it's a madness. It really is. Jamie, get Bruno on. Big up, Bruno, if you're watching, my man. Oh, it's a madness, guys. Big up, Damien. How you doing, mate? Your style of play should be dictated by the type of players you have. The high line does not suit us. Exactly. This is what I keep saying about Klopp. Take the high line away, man. Take the high wire. There you go. There's Ends. There he is.
Yo. I'm not home yet. That's why I'm not even on
man.
the I'm on the phone, so I thought let me
No worries, man. No worries, man. Yeah, we're just talking about the rise and fall of Liverpool.
We haven't fallen just yet, guys. We're on the verge, but we're not there just yet.
So yeah, I've been looking at it, detailing it through the last hour or so, just where it's gone wrong this season. And you know, yes, we spoke about style of play, Klopp changing it up and all that. And then I'm looking at this midfield area of our pitch, right? The midfield area, I look at it and think we have strength in places we need to strengthen, right? We've got rid of players we need to get rid of, and replace them. Big up Ryan as well. How you doing, Ryan? Hope you're doing well, mate.
I'm doing good, man. I'm at work listening to you, Jamie, and I'm telling you, man, this Liverpool is dead, man. We are dead
Sure,
food,
bro.
bro. Listen, honestly, I think we're going to finish around 7 or 6, bro.
Yeah, same.
I don't think we have the legs. Listen, I don't know where the next win is coming from for Liverpool in the Premier League. I just don't think we can beat this Brighton team. They're going to rings around us in the midfield. Fabinho, bro, listen, all of these players don't become bad player overnight. You understand? The system need to change and the players them overwork. And even when we sign player, we're always signing one player. That cannot impact a team. And Klopp is very stubborn. And every single time Liverpool fans go at him, some Liverpool fans I say you is not a true Liverpool fans. Listen, when Jurgen Klopp is doing great, all of us say him is the greatest manager of all time. So when him do bad, why we can't criticize him? Hmm?
You're right. You're
Why
right.
we can't criticize him? Nobody saying we must sack Klopp. All we are say, bro, change the system. And it clearly, listen, man, I will be devastated if Klopp sign Axel Chamberlain and Naby Keita. Virgin, I just hope that is just rumor going around because these man don't, bro, if you want to be rich as a footballer, just sign for Liverpool. They're not going to, all when they play dog shit, them now move on. Unless you say you want to move on. Liverpool are the club for you get rich. Virgin, it's too easy, man. Why we are trying to look to sign Naby Keita and Axel Chamberlain? Them never heard nothing. Virgin, that's so easy if we get contract, Virgin. Not even must contract Axel Chamberlain and Naby Keita to get for Liverpool. What did they, man? Brother, them it's time to go, Virgin. And Klopp is too stubborn, Virgin. Virgin, the man I go wait till everybody come back down, catch up Liverpool. Eh? Where are we at, pan? Yo, man, I'm sick and tired of this, Virgin. Listen, we lose the Champions League final. Last year, we play every game in every competition. And we can't buy a player. We can buy a midfielder. Klopp say, bro, this is the problem me have with Klopp. He might tell the fans and pay lie. He might take off for fool, brother. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, we didn't need a midfielder. So why don't go and get the midfielder in January? The team needs strength. Klopp is a big joker, Bridget. The man need to get it right. Else fans going to start to call for him to go.
So,
We
Ryan,
can't continue to make the same mistake.
Ryan, would you not blame him then? Wouldn't it been because I've been trying to ask the fan base the same question because every time I hear them blame someone, it's always the owners and Klopp. It's Klopp and Linders. It's Linders and the owners. It's never just Klopp on his own. So who do you blame directly?
Bridget, listen, I blame Jurgen Klopp. You know why I'm blaming Jurgen Klopp? It's not FSG want to give Axel Chamberlain a navigator. It's not FSG keeping James Milner at the club. Thank you very much, James Milner. Virgin, we have too much sentiment. We don't know when to let go. We don't know when to let go of football club. Club is too loyal to player. Yourself Klopp have that little bit of Pep Guardiola. Oh, you're not doing well. Klopp would have win more. Klopp no say we should have run with the goalkeeper named Carrier so give her the Champions League. The man wait till we lose the final. Then him realize the man is not good enough to play for Liverpool. So FSG they need to spend, but Klopp about them. So Klopp my blame brother cause Klopp about the man them Virgin. Klopp now come and talk to the fans, the man say, listen, boy, we know we need a couple players, but the owner don't have the money. Him always about the owner, not about good owner. Brother, FSG, Liverpool outgrow FSG. If we are going to go forward and be one of them team there, like we was back in the 80s, FSG is not the way to go, Virgin. See it? Something is happening at the club. How can we have losing two sporting director? Klopp want to, and Pep Linders want in full control. Virgin Klopp have to take most of the blame. We as fans will move the goalpost too much, but FSG. Klopp, I make some bad changes, Virgin. Bad changes. Give some other people a chance, Virgin. The same man them a let down Klopp. Klopp too loyal.
No, you're right, man.
Klopp tactics, Klopp, Jamie, I tell us if we not fix this, everybody are gonna run past it. If we not fix this, everybody are gonna run and Klopp stubborn. May I listen to you, Jamie? I said the man change the formation before international. break, and then him come back and I use the club forget blame, man. Him forget blame, man. Every day of the week, man. I'm tired of Klopp and him stupid behavior, man. But by the way, I'm not saying Klopp out though. Forget it, man.
No, Ryan, you're right. You're allowed to criticise the manager, but the problem is at the moment, if you criticise our manager, everyone thinks you hate him, and that's not the case. You can criticise, man. He's not doing good at the moment.
No, Jamie,
is he doing
I'm
a good job?
Klopp. Listen, you see what Klopp has bring to me. My father not even bring them joy in my life, and Klopp,
exactly.
my call Klopp as my daddy. Yeah, Klopp is my daddy. So I would never call for my daddy to lose him job. But if him continue like this, we have to look at the bigger picture. Is Jurgen Klopp? Is it time for him to go? Because sometimes, when you spend a long time at the club, probably the players them now respond like what them normally do. But Klopp is a great manager, but every great manager them very stubborn. But Klopp, the man past stubborn. Because even last year when we in the crisis with the defender them, always I said the year before, just play everybody in them natural position. Just play centre back, play midfield. No, Klopp are weak in the midfield and I play people at centre back.
Bro, I saw that and I was like, nah, man. 2 centre midfielders in centre back,
Yeah, Klopp. No, man. Jamie, right now, brother, after 5 years, brother, after so much glory, brother, and then we see, the funniest thing, we're going to all different competition. How much money we make, Jamie? I like to know that in all of these competitions we play final. How much money we make that we could sign even 2 up and coming young, fresh midfielder who are going to take our game to the next level.
Yeah, I agree. I've been saying it. I'm all for Klopp waiting for a right player that suits his system, because I'm all for that. I don't want players just for players' sake. If they're not good enough, there's no point buying them if they don't suit what you want to do. So I'm all good for waiting for the right player to come to your football club. But how many players is there in Europe that are so much better than some of the midfielders we got right now, that don't cost a lot of money, that we're not going for? So I keep saying it. I want more clarification on what we mean by we're going for the right player, because, obviously Bellingham's one of them. But Gravenberch, is Gravenberch better in a fit? Is Gravenberch better in a Keita at this moment in time? Is Gravenberch better in a Henderson at this moment in time? Is Gravenberch better in a Milner at this moment in time? Camavinga, before he went to Real Madrid for 20-something million. Are we saying we never were looking at Camavinga as a scout? What are we doing if we're not looking at someone like that? Now, why are we not talking to him? Remember, when he went to Real Madrid, Liverpool were arguably, a better team at Real Madrid at that time before he went to Real Madrid. Liverpool were just winning Champions League and Premier Leagues and going
Jamie,
more access.
More access still. More access. All of us are Liverpool supporter. Why is it when our number one target, he went to a different club? If we don't get the number one target, what? You don't have no plan B, you don't have no plan C, you don't have no plan. That means it's called laziness.
Yeah.
I'll answer that one there, Ryan, still. I think it's more, Klopp is still, he's going to die on the sword of this system, man. He needs to forget about by players. We've outgrown the system. It's time for us to buy proper players now and play proper football. All this pressing nonsense is that out the window now, because teams are able to beat the press now. They're just pulling wider. They're putting their fullbacks wider.
Just a second, guys. Me at work, so I don't leave you guys, all right?
Go on there, Ryan. No worries, mate.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Appreciate it, man. Because I heard mad, man. So I have to get this out of my chest, man. Yeah, man. But one thing I say before I leave. Klopp, we trust in Klopp, but Klopp, stop being stubborn. You think all of these fans don't know nothing about football when they say we need a midfielder? Come on, man. And don't matter come tell you say you're going to sign Navigator Axel Chamberlain, because that's going to have more pressure upon your club. The man them not good enough, brother. The man them need to find a club. Go down in a championship, go build back them career. You build it back at Liverpool. The man them too injury prone. Stop it, club. And stop like you're stubborn, like you know it more than nobody. Come on, my father, you can do better, man. Please, may I beg you.
There you go. We got Ryan. Cheers, my man. Dean, how you doing, mate?
I was just, man. You good? Good, man.
Yeah, not bad, man. Not bad.
But I have a theory though. I know a lot of people probably will give me a stick. So this is the thing, right? As much as we say FSG, as much as we say Klopp, FSG could have picked any other manager on the planet. There were a lot of managers, available managers at that time, but there is a reason why they went for Klopp. Klopp is not your typical trophy winning manager, right? He wants to build things. He wants the right players. He has like a system. Look at Mainz, look at Dortmund. He never really bought like any crazy players at any of those clubs. He was sort of building players, taking a cheaper player, turn them into a world class. Look at what he did with a lot of players that he had at his disposal at that time. That's exactly the reason why FSG got him. And it was like, remember when you know how these things happen? They sit down with the manager, say, okay, this is how we're gonna be doing things. Are you okay with it? We're not gonna be spending money, but you're gonna be everything. And he said yes. He agreed to all the terms and conditions that FSG put in front of him, and he said, okay, I'm gonna sign the contract. I'll join Liverpool. And they did this, things with the same model that, they agreed upon, and everything has been doing well. That's why. So for me, that's one of the reasons why I think Klopp has been sort of defensive against FSG. He doesn't really speak out against it because he knows that he agreed to the terms and conditions that they agreed from the initial, from the beginning when they signed a contract with him. He knew what he was getting himself into. He knew, okay, there's not going to be crazy money, but if I want a player, if I say I want a player, I'm going to get a player. So now, as fans, it doesn't look okay. It's not good. It's not good to us because we want to get because we've achieved so much, and we know for us to stay on top, we need to be spending money. We win the Premier League, we have to get maybe three players to refresh our club, and go again next season, defend the trophy, or try and win more and stay on top. But to them, they are okay with top four. And Klopp he knows he's not going to be winning leagues all the time. Even when his first press conference, it was like, okay, maybe in 4 years. That means he was looking for a project, not necessarily to be like world class, to be like a world class team where everybody doesn't want to play against. His intention was, okay, we're gonna go easy, develop maybe a good footballing culture, and all that. That's what he's all about. Us as fans, we are not happy about it because we want to win. We want to win, right? But this is the thing. So as much as we want to blame FSG, I think Klopp is to blame because he's over the years, I think 3 years, you saw that, okay, I've been doing things this way. But then I feel like because the stakes are so high now, there's Man City, there's Chelsea, there's Man U, they spend money every season. They try to bring in new players. They're ruthless with their models. If you're underperforming, they'll bench you. He has seen all that happening. He has seen them sacking managers for fun. You see, you've seen them doing that. They sack managers for fun. He's been here for a long time. I think only him and Pep has been the safest managers because they have like a certain agreement, a certain relationship with their owners. But in every other club, they don't care. Like, are you going to bring us results? No? Okay, bye-bye. We're going to get a new one. Are you going to bring us results? Okay, this is what you're going to give you. If you can't deliver, we're going to replace you. So if you look at all that, yes, I'm FSG out. Yes, 100%. But also, we don't call out Klopp, enough. We, as much as we are blinded by the achievement, by all these things that he has done for us, but it's a lot of stress for us, man. Look at what you were saying earlier. We are scared to play Brighton on Saturday. Just think about it. Like Brighton, look at where they are. Because we know we don't have the means to beat them. And how did you get? It's because Klopp has been okay. Now this is not our model. This is how we do things. We buy and you say, yeah, youth here. It's like vague with his words. It's like good. And trust me, he's got an answer for every damn thing. He's got an answer for every damn because he knows that okay, there's nothing I can do. I agree to the terms and all that. He's got an answer for everything. He's basically saying, okay, this is not how we do things. We own, and we know that's how they've been doing things. As much as we want them to change, but they're not going to change. And he doesn't care what happens because he knows he's safe. The problem is with him and FSG. He knows that his job is safe. He knows that there's no pressure from FSG to say, hey, So my job is safe, my job is secured. I've secured the bag, so I don't really need to do anything. Like, because I know I'm so for us, because we tested the titles, we tested the trophies. We are basically saying, Klopp do this, Klopp do that. We've tested good football, because he put us good football for a few years, but everybody, has been looking at us. What it takes. I mean, this, all these clubs, they've got scientists, physicians. They have a group like of people who will be busy analyzing each and every aspect of oppositions. Okay, what are they good at? How do they play their football? How have they been performing? Okay, which side should we, if we're attacking, if we're playing? It's like they've been analyzing Liverpool for years, up until they figured out, they go, okay, this is how they play. Club, because before we used to beat teams, because a lot of teams used to overthink. We're not really predictable, because also remember, we're fast-paced football. We hit them like quickly before they even realize. But now, because we don't have the players that we had then, selling, money, letting Jenny go. It's the same thing. Like, if I'm gonna go back to my point earlier, saying I'll blame Klopp most at times than FSGs, because if Klopp really wanted to keep Gini, he would have kept him. If he really said, look, this is my key player, I need him, he's perfect for my system, I can't find any other player to replace him, FSG would have said, okay, let's try and maybe meet half. Because Gini said himself, it was not about the money. He said himself, it was not about the money. That means there's one or two things. Maybe he wanted a better, contract, better terms and conditions, recognition, game time, and all that. Maybe we don't know, because they don't tell us anything. If Klopp said to FSG, hey, please give me. It's the same thing with Salah. Salah secured his position because Klopp knows he's one of my key players. Alisson, Van Dijk, he's all Milner, because he has a role to play. He's the one who sort of, easy talks to players, like groom them and all this and all that. It's all good. So every player that Klopp wants, every player that Klopp wants to keep, he gets to do it. But if you look at it, that's why for me, I'm like, oh yeah, as much as we can say FSG that, I'm telling you, if Klopp look at it now, there are reports saying we have the funds to get Bellingham even this in this window. It's only that Dortmund doesn't want to sell him now, so there is money there. But it's just that the way we do things in our model and the way Klopp does things, to us, it's not good, but he's okay with it. And he knows, I don't know, man. I don't know. I have so much too, because I'm angry at the moment. Like, and I'm not looking forward to Saturday, bro. I'm like, I don't even think I should watch the game, bro. It's crazy, man. But yeah, it's one of those things.
You got some points there,
Dean. Dean, what we're going to do, man? We're going to let you go, and me and Nen to go talk about them points you made, right, my man? Big up to you. I'll come in again another time, yeah? Come in again another time.
No, I've subscribed to your channel. You see, me and you. We remember the Copies channel. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I see you from there. That's how I got here. I'm like, okay. I always all my Liverpool people. I'm gonna leave maybe one or two super chats as well, man, for you. It's cool, man.
Big up, man.
That's crazy.
You're a gentleman. Big up to you, my friend. Decent guy.
He made some points there, boy.
Yeah, man. Go on, chop it up then, Ends. Chop it up.
So the point when he said about any player Klopp wants to keep and give a new contract to, he has. The Genie one was strange because Genie, he's right. Genie didn't. It wasn't about the money. I think it was the same thing with Mane. They didn't feel appreciated by maybe the squad or the manager or the club itself. And because they're looking at other players getting certain favoritism and stuff like that, thinking, how's my guy getting this? He's playing more minutes than me. They praise these guys more than they've praised me. And when we now realize Genie was a massive, massive part of what we did in midfield. And this is why we want to buy a player like Salcedo, because he's going to do what Genie was doing, that ball retention, going and winning that first ball from the press, getting back, helping the defense, and also being a box-to-box type player. And has the ability to score a goal and create opportunities. Look, he's right. I think Klopp, and I've been saying this, I think Klopp needs to hold most of the blame, man, because it's his team, his tactics. He's the one setting up to play against his team, and he is stubborn. We can't be going against teams that we know that's going to sit back, play a high line. We already know they're going to just sit back and hit us on a counter attack. So why play into their hands and expecting us for them not to create chances? We don't live in a world where you got so many quick players that's going to play a ball over the top and they're not going to get one or two and they're not going to score. That's not how football works. They will get an opportunity and they will score. They play in the Premier League, so they will hit the target. And this whole thing about us compacting the defense in the midfield when we're attacking is crazy, man. Like, we've got people like Henderson just sitting in positions, and he's not a creative player at all. Naby needs to be given an opportunity. I don't want to see Elliott anymore in that midfield, man. He needs to just go out there. No presence from him. And I said this months ago, and then when everyone, but he plays a 7 out of 10. And I was like, but he doesn't offer us anything defensively or in the attack. So why play him in there? What, just to look good on the turn and look energetic? I said, that's not what you want in your midfield, bro. You need players that's going to do stuff. But nah, man, Dean's correct, man. I can't disagree with anything he said there, to be fair.
No, I mean,
how long do you leave it though, Jamie? How long do you think as a fan base we leave it?
I don't know. I've never. This is the first time I've ever heard in all these years anyone question Klopp in a way. I mean, and it's just not. You know, I'm hearing it a lot more than I used to as well. People question Jurgen, and look, got G here, big up G. Look, I know G's like he's got attachments, but it's like, you know, if we Klopp's ain't you be on end all, there's more men out there that can come into this club and take over and things like that. With me, with Jurgen, I'm like, I love the guy. I've never had some of the best moments as a Liverpool fan. I've been under Jurgen Klopp. You know, I saw us win the Premier League in 1990, but it's a hard memory, yeah. So seeing us win it under Jurgen Klopp was just, you know, amazing. You know, Champions League under Jurgen Klopp. I saw us win the Champions League under Rafa as well. You know, they're just great nights. Jurgen's amazing. Don't get me wrong, but he can come under criticism. And this thing we have right now, where players can't be criticised, and you know, and team players can't be criticised, and managers can't be criticised, and I've never known it like this as a football club. You know, we've had managers where, you know, Roy Hodgson, we blamed entirely. He was out the door. You know, no one was blaming the ownership under Roy Hodgson. I don't remember anyone blaming the ownership under Roy Hodgson. I remember everyone blaming Roy Hodgson, saying he needs to leave. He's terrible. We're losing to Northampton at home in the League Cup. You know, Roy Hodgson needs to leave. No one blamed the owners. I can't even remember. I think Hicks and Gillette were the owners at the time. No one blamed Hicks and Gillette, and no one liked Hicks and Gillette. But no one blamed Hicks and Gillette. Everyone blamed Roy Hodgson, right? Klopp obviously has got money in the bank, no doubt, right? Of course he has. But again, I said this early on in the video, right? FSG usually do replace holes in the positions that have been left. Last 4 years, yeah? Attacker-wise, Origi's left, Minamino's left, Mane's left, and who else was it? I said Sataki, Origi, Mane. Who's another one? Shaqiri. Right, then 4 forwards left to play in forward areas of the pitch. Yeah. In that same time, Jota came in, Diaz came in, Darwin's came in, and Gakpo's come in. So when there's a hole there, they replace them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. In the defence, they needed a left back. They've been looking for a left back up for Robbo for a while. They found the right one in Simicast for 11 million. Good bit of business, great deal. No one complains about that, yeah? Right back, we've been asking for a right back for ages. I understand it's a position that's very difficult for us to get in because what Trent offers Liverpool Football Club. So it's a difficult one to get in. But eventually they thought they got the right one in Ramsey. The times I've seen Ramsey play, I think he looks actually a decent footballer. But he's nowhere to be seen right now. Yeah, he's playing under 19 football for some reason, right? And then you look at the defence. Lovren left. We got the look. Did we get the Lovren replacement straight away? No, but eventually we did, and Kanate come in. Yeah, the area of the pitch that has not been forced to leave, or no one is ever forced to leave in the last 4 years, is the midfield. Now, all I'm saying is maybe sometimes you've got to be a bit more ruthless. And there's nothing wrong with being ruthless. There really ain't.
Jamie, let me ask you a question, right? because obviously as fans we've seen, and I want to ask the people in the chat this as well. As fan, I think most of us have seen us lift an FA Cup. We've seen us lift. This is before Klopp, by the way. We've seen us lift an FA Cup. We've seen Champions League. We've seen Carling Cup. We've probably even seen the World Club Championships as well.
Yeah.
The only thing that we really hadn't seen as Liverpool fans in terms of back-to-back is a league title for years. We hadn't won it for 30 years. So if we took away the Champions League and stuff like, because we already seen it, that's not what we wanted from Klopp. We wanted a league title, and we wanted multiple. Klopp's been here for 7 years, and he's only won one. Any other manager would have been sacked by now.
Yeah. I mean, you say it like that. I mean, look, you're not wrong. I mean, it's just this midfield area. It's this midfield situation. I just don't. We've refreshed the striking area. Look at the attacking area; it's completely refreshed. You know, if Bobby leaves, Salah's the only one left, and you got a Jota there, a Darwin there, a Diaz there. You know, it's been Gakpo there. It's been completely refreshed. Yeah, right. Obviously, no one's left who don't want to leave. Right? They've either gone at the end of their contracts or it's come to the end of their time and they've gone. It's the midfield area, and when I keep saying I want more clarity on what we're doing, I look at it and go, right, midfield area. You got Milner there. He signed Milner up to a new deal, and he signed Hendo up for a new deal. Yeah, right. Klopp really wanted them. Now the rumours are that is why Michael Edwards left, because he didn't want them signed up to a new deal. He wanted them out, so we have more room to buy new players in, fresh blood, keep the thing moving, right? And that's apparently why he left. I don't know if that's the truth, but that's the rumour, right? And now you look at it and like, but you need, who's the right player? Yeah, because are you telling me there's players out there in Europe that have gone moved around Europe and moved around to the Premier League that aren't as good? Are you telling me none of them are as good as your Hendos, your Milner, your Ox, your Nabbies, your Fabs, your Thiagos, right? Maybe Thiago, yeah, because of who he is. But look, I've got something here. Let me get it up here now. I've got it on Twitter right here. A couple of midfield, like, so I'm not saying like these players are great, by the way, but what I'm trying to say is, are they better than what we got right now? And would they give us more than what we've got right now? Let me get these up for you, because it's just it's a frustrating one, and I don't get this. So let me get this up for you guys. I know G's having problems with his audio right now. Hopefully G will be back in a minute.
Yeah.
So let's get this up for you. So look, Wolves are close to completing the 10 million move for Nice midfielder Mario Lemina, right?
Yeah.
Is he much worse than what we got?
He'll play more games, I'll give you that.
Do you know what I'm saying? What I'm asking is clarification, right? Clarification on what Klopp means by the right player. You know, I just want clarification, because all I can see is we signed Hendo up, we signed Milner up. Yeah, Klopp wanted to keep them. Yeah, right. Yeah. I don't mind keeping players like that if you're making room still to get rid of others to get more in. I'm fine with it, right? But we kept everyone. Right? We kept everyone, and I just want clarification. I don't get, every time I hear of the midfield situation and Klopp comes out and says it has to be the right player. Who's the right player? Because as far as I can see, he thinks Henderson's the right player and he thinks Milner's the right player because they got new deals. Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, and I get what you're saying, Jamie. But the problem is because Klopp still believes that his philosophy is the way to go, and we now know every team in the Premier League knows how to play against us, so we have to change that. So that means he has to start looking at players that he wouldn't naturally look at and think outside the box. We don't have any naturally gifted midfielders in terms of a world-class one, apart from Thiago. And you'd say he's at the far end of his career now. Well, I'm talking about a creative style of midfielder that will help us create more chances, that clear-cut chances, and also help us in scoring goals. He's not looking at any players like that. He's looking for the more robust box-to-box type of players that can defend, but they don't really create. They just be a nuisance in midfield. We as a club has gone past that now, and you can see even the other clubs around us has evolved past that. So that's why Arsenal are doing so well. Man City will carry on doing well because they have got those players in abundance. You got Man United now. They've got creative sparks in their team that can score goals and also get assists. We don't have those.
Yeah, I still can't hear anything, man.
We can hear you, G.
We can hear you.
We can hear you, G. We can hear you.
But yeah, we don't have any of those players, man. So we need to start looking at those kind of players instead of going for these robust type players because they fit the mold and fit the system. We need to change the system and start going and start thinking outside the box, just like what we was doing before we went away on the World Cup. This whole thing that we changed back now after the World Cup is crazy to me because we played 4 games and we haven't won 1 game yet, have we? So if Klopp doesn't look at that and go, do you know what, I need to revert back to what I was doing before the World Cup, then I don't know what to say. And if he's not doing that, how long do we give him to carry on making these basic mistakes over and over and over again? And I see a couple of people saying, look, we've come up against a juggernaut in Man City, but at the same time, they've managed to win the league and they've done it by buying the right players. Yes, whether or not we believe in the way that they do it, that's down to us. But at the same time, they've figured out if we to win the league multiple times, we're going to have to buy these type of players and play this style of football. If we're going to keep Klopp, what we're doing, one title in 7 years, that's crazy to me. Whether or not we hit high points tally, because now we're going to have to compete against Arsenal, Man United, Newcastle now. Man City are not going anywhere. So we have to compete against all these guys now, and Chelsea when they decide to pull their finger out.
You're bigging up Pat Man here with the juggernaut.
I was reading what a couple of people said in the chat. So I forgot Pat Man is always in the building looking around. But yeah, man. I don't know what you guys want as fans, but for me, one title in 7 years, regardless of him coming close, because close is not winning it. Second isn't winning it. So I don't know what everyone else wants, but we need a change, man. If it's not going to be the manager, then it has to be the owners. But then at the same time, we're going to have Klopp with his stubborn self, even if we get new owners.
Look. That, like Lee says, we've been punching above our weight for years, especially with Klopp. It's a fact, guys. The only thing I will say about that, right, and I've been saying this for a while, when Liverpool got the squad they had when we won the Champions League and Premier League, I will say, with the run we was on, with the squad we had at that time, with Jurgen Klopp, I expected us to be in the hunt for them 2 trophies, and we won them. So I'm always maybe the squads after that and before that, maybe punching our weight a little bit. But the thing is, though, there's things, like this player here. So the reason I got this out, a lot of people have been telling me about this geezer at Dortmund, yeah? Apparently he can be up for a free in the summer. I don't know what everyone feels about him. A lot of people have been telling me about this geezer.
He's a top player, man. Been watching him since he was 50.
Where does he? Is he a midfielder, though?
Striker.
No, don't need him, man. Fuck off. Right, we don't need another striker. I'm sick of strikers. We've got enough.
He's a striker. He was played as a striker in the academy for Dortmund.
Oh, I'm done with strikers, man. I'm done with strikers, man. If he's a striker, if it's a striker, I'm done. Unless we're getting rid of someone to bring him in, I'm done. It's striker season at Liverpool Football Club. We bought 3 strikers in 12 months and 0 midfielders. Well, we could have bought 2 strikers or 1 midfielder. We might not have the problem we have now. There you go.
But it's worth getting him, though. He's quality still. You know what I mean? It's worth getting him.
Quality. Who we got to get rid of, though?
That's the thing, though, isn't it? That's the thing.
You can't be heavily stacked yet. You can't be too heavy up top because you'll fall over. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but we're gonna lose Bobby, right? So you might as well replace Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby replacement for free. What is our strikers right now? So we've got Darwin, who will come good. No, I don't care what anyone says. Jota, Diaz, Salah, Bobby, and Gakpo. So we've got 6 right now. Yeah? And we only played 3 of them. And you can't actually have, 3 of them would look nice on the bench. But in all seriousness, when you can make 5 substitutions, you probably can't put 3 strikers on the bench when you've got to have other players up there. So one is always going to be missing out. So in theory, you probably only want 5 attackers in your first team when you're playing 3 up top with 2 spare. So then if Bobby goes, you really need to replace him, or have you already replaced him? I've been saying it for a while. I think Carvalho can play the false 9 role.
He's not got the stature or the build for that yet.
Maybe eventually, build him up into that position. Because I've been saying
we're doing that, that round thing in square pegs. We can't just be putting players in those kind of positions.
I think he plays there. I think he can play there.
For Fulham, he was a 10 and he played just off the striker. But
but a 10 and playing off the striker ain't much difference to being a false 9, really.
Yeah, in our team, it is a big difference.
Because we need a link player. I've been saying it for a while, man. We look our best when Bobby plays. It just, the way we play, yeah, I've been saying this for a while now. If you play a high line, yeah, your midfield and forward line have to press. They just have to. Because if they don't press, your high line is vulnerable, right? And guess what? We're vulnerable every match we play because no one presses in our team no more. So the midfield don't press and the attack don't press. We have most possession most weeks on the pitch, yeah, but our possession is nothing possession, right? It's not, we just play in front of you. We don't get in behind you. We lose the ball. We get counted on. We can see the goal all the time. Bobby links the play. We got no link, right? The way we've been playing under Jurgen all this time since Jurgen came in, yeah, Bobby's always been the figurehead. He's always been the number 9, right? And he's the link man, right, between midfield and attack. He can drop deep. He can press and win the ball back off. How many times you see Bobby, even this season, drop back and actually win the ball off a midfielder and start a counter attack? He's done it sometimes this season. We don't do that anymore, right? Darwin just wants to run into space. He doesn't he wants to play on the shoulder and run into space. Salah just wants the ball at his feet so he can score. Yeah. On the left-hand side, you had Diaz as your creative player who can defend up and down and does that bit, but he's injured at the moment. So we've got no one. So when Bobby plays, we always look a little bit better. It's just the way it is. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be because it's 2023 and Bobby's getting on now. That shouldn't be the case. This is my problem. Klopp should adapt. I think that's what Enz is saying. It's what I'm saying. It's what a lot of people in the chat are saying. Ryan was just saying it. Dean was just saying it. Everyone's saying it. Klopp should adapt. It doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you're going against what you think's right. Come back to this next season. Just get us over this season. Adapt just for this season. Get us past this season, and we'll go again next year. You just got to adapt sometimes, Enz, don't you?
But it's Klopp, man. It's a headache because we just know it's the stubbornness. We all can see as fans that obviously we need to change the formation, change the system, and probably play with a 10 and just start actually going through midfield and creating opportunities. But will the manager we currently have do that, or is he going to stick to his guns and do what he's been doing for the last 7 years? That's the question. And if he's going to carry on doing that and we're not getting any success from it, how long do we keep doing this? Because then the ones that are sentimental, we blame him for it. But are we as fans going to start doing the same thing?
Yeah, we got, that is such a good point you've made just there. We complain about sentimentality in Klopp, but us fans being sentimental at the same time. That's a great point, man. That's for every fucker to think about right now. Are we being sentimental at the same time? We complain about Klopp sentimental. Are we just being sentimental? Have we got to be ruthless as fans and demand more? Should we, as fans, demand more from this football club? From the owners to the manager to the coaching? Should we demand more? Or should we be like, we've done so well in previous years under Klopp, if it weren't for City, we'd probably have 3 Premier Leagues and stuff like that. We took him to the knife edge of everything. It was us and City versus the world, right? And it was just us two. But that ain't happening right now. Should we demand more? Should we demand more? Or are we too sentimental?
Look, they're gonna have a packed out stadium come the next home game, and then these people are gonna go in the stadium, and be nervous as hell watching the game. If we want to make a change in our football club as fans, we're gonna have to have a voice, and we're gonna have to tell, tell the manager or tell the owners that we need more, because we're the ones paying all that money to go to the games. I'm sure people spend a couple £100 just driving from London to go Liverpool to watch a game, plus their ticket, plus the food. And if it's not a great result, you're driving back, and all you're getting is banter from your rival fans on the way in a 4-hour trip from Liverpool down to London. So the amount of merchandise, I'm sure everyone in this chat probably buys. You probably buy the training kit. You probably buy the, you know what I mean? So if you're going to spend money on the club, why not have an expectation on what you desire from your club? Why just sit there and moan about it? But when it comes to it, and we're like, "Rah, Klopp is not doing what he's meant to be doing." And look, he's brought us the only thing I respect him for, honestly, bro, is the Premier League. Because I've seen us win the Champions League. I've seen us win all the other cups. The only thing I didn't see us win was the Premier League. And now I've seen it happen. But now I'm looking at it. If I'm looking at it going 1 in 7 years, that's not good enough. Whether or not we go toe-to-toe with one of the best teams in the world, that's going to always happen. I don't see Arsenal complaining about it, and I don't see United. When they were competing against each other, Arsenal still somehow picked up 3.
Very true.
We've picked up 1 and we're complaining about. Come on, man.
Arsenal could have a 4th Premier League this season. Think that in.
And even Chelsea picked up in that period as well. They picked up Premier Leagues in that period. So why are we happy with just 1? And then just going, you know what, because we love Klopp, we don't want to change. We just want to change the owners. But at the same time, Klopp is telling you, even with money, he's only going to buy the players that fits into the system. He's only going to buy the players that fit and mold what the club wants. So even with all the money in the world, doesn't mean he's going to spend it. Because he's not that kind of guy. So I don't know. If we want to carry all that money every year, bro, then that's down to the fans. But not to win.
Exactly. So I'm going to end this video on this, guys. I'm going to end this video on this. So I'm going to put final classification. This is where I stand, guys. This is just me talking here, and this is where I stand, right? Obviously, I love Liverpool Football Club. Liverpool Football Club is the team I support, for 30 plus years now. I'm not Jurgen Klopp FC. I'm not FSG FC. I'm not Pep Lijnders FC. I support Liverpool Football Club. So if I support Liverpool Football Club, I support everything about Liverpool Football Club, yeah? Mm-hmm. Right? So if there's Liverpool merchandise, I'll buy it. If there's Liverpool books, I'll get them. All this stuff, I'm invested in my football club, right? And at the same time, because I'm heavily invested in my football club, I can still criticise the things that are going wrong in my football club, yeah? Right? Some of the greatest movies I've ever seen in my life, yeah? There's still points in them films that are like, that could have been shot a little bit better. That bit didn't quite make sense, but it's still my favourite ever film. Do you know what I mean? But I can still criticise things in it. Now, has Klopp done well the last few years? Of course. I'm not going to say, I might be, coming second. Yes, it's second and it's not winning, right? But I know N to me might think different on this, but we went against this City team that blew everyone out of the water. And for some reason, we were the only team able to keep up with them, right? But you can't stand still. You can't stand still, especially in the football in this day and age. You stand still for a couple of months, you get taken over. And at the moment, we've been taken over by Arsenal and Newcastle, right? And I look at it and I think, why have we been taken over by Arsenal and Newcastle? Why? That is the important question. And I look at Arsenal and Newcastle squads, and I look at Liverpool's squad. And do I think they're better? No. Right? I don't. They bought good players, Newcastle. Arsenal got good players as well. I'm not going to kill Arsenal here. But I'm looking at a player like Xhaka, right, at Arsenal, who has been bitched about, moaned about. Arsenal fans hated him, wanted him out of their team. Rival fans used to banter Xhaka because it was terrible. Do you know what they've done? Arteta's found out a system that suits a player like Xhaka, and now he's getting the best out of him. Right? He's getting the best out of him. Right? El Neni, when he plays for Arsenal, looks decent because he's getting the best out of him in situations that he's playing in. I look at his Liverpool team, and my thing at this moment in time is, yes, we might need new owners. We need new investment, all fair and done. But Klopp, for me, can still get the best out of these players if he adapts the way he's playing. Just for this season. Go again next season the way you want to play when you get other players in. But we're in a position now where you must adapt and get the best out of yourselves. So I'm not a Klopp out guy. I'd rather, if I'm going to pick out the two guys, if I'm going to pick out the two, I'd rather Klopp stay and FSG go. Because if FSG stay, who the fuck are you going to get in to come in and manage it like, under the guidance of FSG, the way they spend money? What, a Pochettino? I'm not going from Klopp to Poch, right? I'm just not doing it. Some people might want to. I'm not, right? So I just want Klopp to do better. I know he can. The irritating thing is, guys, I know he can, right? He's not one of the top managers in the world by luck. I know he can do better. He can adapt. I've seen it himself this season. He adapted and he gave it up after 3 weeks for some reason. We was all praising him. I remember I was praising him. Ensman was praising him. Everyone was praising him. Oh, he adapted. He changed. And then he went, fuck it, I don't want to do that no more. Right? It's all, no, you did well. You got, So I just want him to do better. I want the club to do better. I'm a Liverpool fan. I'll stay a Liverpool fan when FSG goes, when Klopp goes, when Pep Linders goes, when Carroll goes. You know, when everyone goes, I will still be a Liverpool fan. I just want Liverpool to do better right now. It's simple as that.
Jamie, can I leave on this
That's
one?
where I stand. That's where I stand.
Can I leave them on this one? What if we're all saying, and including me, I want new owners as well, because I think obviously FSG has gone past the point where they can actually push us to the next level. But let me leave these guys with a bit of food for thought. What if the new owners come in and say Klopp isn't the guy they want leading the club going forward because they don't believe in his philosophy?
They could do. Very well could do. Very well could do. I mean, Dean said it earlier. Big up to Dean. He said it earlier. Not Carroll. Dean said it earlier very, very well. The reason Klopp and FSG get on very well is because they got kind of the same thought process of how things should be going. You know, does Klopp push FSG? Does FSG push Klopp? Or do they work really well with each other because they basically have quite the same opinions and the way things should be run? So if that's the case, you know, FSG never going to get rid of Jurgen, and Jurgen's never really go against the owners, is he?
No.
So if new owners do come in, they're like, you know, we want to be more ruthless, and you know, they let him go. And then where do we stand? Do we all say and go, no, we wanted new owners to come in and invest, but we didn't want to lose Jurgen? You can't have it both ways.
No, because if the new owners come, Jamie, and say they want Mbappe, and Klopp goes, his attitude doesn't fit the mold of the club, they'll be like, shut up. We want him in the squad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
exactly. We're living in this parallel universe at the moment. We're in purgatory. That's where we are. We're not quite between heaven and hell right now. We don't know where to go. Right? This is what's happening here. This is what's happening. But guys, we're going to leave you on that thought, guys. I'll be back tomorrow at 12:30, guys. So make sure you tune in. And thank you very much for joining me, G. Thank you very much, Dean. And Ryan as well. Thanks for joining me as well, as always, guys. Guys, enjoy the rest of your night. I'll see you tomorrow at 12:30. Big up to everyone.